Let's, in the meantime, shift focus this morning and get you international updates. Right after President Trump teases that the deal over the weekend, and it says that it can happen anytime now. Iran, however, has now set across another demand, and that is for 24 billion US dollars. Now, Iran is now linking the peace deal to the 24 billion US dollars and the talks that still remain deadlocked over frozen funds. And Iran has now issued that the ball is now in Trump's court and now is seeking the release of the frozen assets. Tehran has now been warning of a wider conflict, saying that they will expand the war threat and the US will enter dark corridor warning. That is now coming across as far as Iran has also been flagging strikes beyond the Gulf, saying that 24 billion US dollars is a test of trust. So as far as the stalemate, that still continues. However, President Trump was of the idea that he is no rush to signing a deal with Iran, but however had indicated that over the weekend, a big breakthrough, a big development can happen. Now, this is something on part of Tehran which seems to be warning of a wider war, as US has also carried out strikes which had called as self-defense strikes in retaliation. Iran again had targeted the US bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. However, when it comes to incidents of conflict that still continue despite a fragile ceasefire, there has been still no positive or optimistic outlook as far as this peace deal is concerned. However, several statements that continue to come in on part of President Trump that has been denied on part of Tehran, and Pakistan, which is playing the role of a so-called mediator, has been just delivering and exchanging messages from both sides. So Iran now says that the ball is now in the court of the United States of President Trump, as they are now seeking the release of frozen assets, saying decades long of sanctions which has hurt Iran's economy, and they want the assets and the sanctions to be also given to them and sanctions to be removed. So remains to be seen if President Trump agrees to this deal, because compensation, reparation is something which Iran is now seeking as far as when it comes to the war losses and the damages to recover from its original state. However, President Trump has been highlighting that peace deal is possible over the weekend. What happens now? Will he agrees to new terms and conditions which Iran has set forward? Remains to be seen. We'll get you more on that. In the meantime, we head into a short break.